on Amazon KDP, your competitors aren't your real competition. The algorithm isn't your real competition. Your real competition is distraction, because when someone searches on Amazon, they're not carefully evaluating every book. They're scrolling fast, distracted, impatient, ready to click away at any second, and you've got about 1.5 seconds to make them stop. That's it. 1.5 seconds. Think about your own shopping behavior. When you search for something on Amazon, do you study every result? Of course not. You scan quickly, your eyes jumping from one thing to the next, looking for something that catches your attention, and the moment something does, boom, you click. That entire decision happens in less than 2 seconds. Your book cover has to win that battle. It has to be the thing that breaks through the noise and makes someone's brain go, wait, what's that? And most covers don't do that. They're designed to look professional or nice, but nice doesn't stop the scroll. Different stops the scroll. So in this video, I'm showing you 3 specific techniques that make your book covers impossible to ignore, even when people are scrolling fast and distracted. Today, and for free. You don't need to hire expensive designers. You don't need fancy software. You don't need any special skills. You just need to stop doing what everyone else is doing and start standing out. And that's exactly what these 3 strategies are going to help you do. All right, strategy number 1. Stop using the boring, predictable layout that everyone else is using. Go to Amazon right now. Search for any niche, books about dogs, books about weight loss, books about anxiety, doesn't matter. Look at the search results. What do you see? The same damn layout repeated over and over and over. Title at the top, subtitle under the title, image in the middle, author name at the bottom, stack, 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 stack. Every single book is organized vertically. Same flow, same structure, same predictable design. And your brain, after seeing this pattern 50 times in a row, starts to tune it out completely. It's like driving down the highway and seeing the same billboard design every mile. And after a while, you stop noticing them. But then imagine you see a billboard that's completely different shape, different layout, different structure. You notice it immediately, even if you're not interested in what it's advertising. Your brain can't help but notice it because it broke the pattern. That's what we're going to do with your book cover. Now, the layout I want you to test, and I'm telling you, this works like crazy, is what I call the circular layout. Instead of stacking everything vertically in a boring line, you're going to center your title in the middle of your cover. Then you're going to arrange your images, graphics, and design elements in a circular pattern around that title. Think of it like a target or a wheel. Everything is pointing toward the center where your main message sits. Why does this work so well? First, it's different. Nobody else in your niche is doing this, so immediately you stand out. Your book catches the eye because it doesn't look like the 50 other books surrounding it. Second, it's more engaging. When someone looks at a vertically stacked cover, their eye moves in a straight line, top to bottom. Done. Next book. But with a circular layout, their eye actually explores the cover. It moves around. It takes in multiple elements. They spend more time looking at it. And the more time they spend looking at your cover, the more likely they are to click. Third, it creates natural focus. Circular designs literally draw the eye to the center. It's psychology. It's how our brains are wired. Your cover is basically saying, look here, this is important. And people's eyes follow that direction automatically. But I'm not a designer. I don't know how to do fancy circular layouts. Listen, it's not as complicated as it sounds. You're just positioning elements in a circle instead of a straight line. That's it. And if you're serious about making money with KDP, if you actually want to see real results, you'll spend the extra hour learning how to do this. Because when my clients switch to a circular layout, their click-through rates jump every time. I'm talking about going from 0.8% to 1.5%, from 1% to 2%, those kinds of increases. And remember what we talked about earlier. If you go from 1% to 1.5%, that's a 50% increase in sales. Same book, same everything, just a different layout. Is that worth an hour of your time? I think it is. Now, you still need to make it look good. Don't just throw things in a circle and call it a day. The layout needs to make sense. It needs to guide the eye. It needs to look intentional. When you do this right, your book is going to stand out like crazy. All right, strategy number 2. And I already know half of you are going to skip this because it sounds boring. Fonts. But listen to me. If you dismiss this, you're leaving serious money on the table. Let me show you something. If I show you this specific font, what company comes to mind? Netflix? Instantly. What about this one? Harry Potter. Immediately. You don't even have to think about it. These fonts are embedded in your subconscious. You recognize them without trying. And here's what you need to understand. Every font carries a feeling, an association, a vibe. When someone looks at your book cover, they're not consciously analyzing your font choice, but subconsciously, their brain is making thousands of calculations. Is this book professional or amateur, serious or fun, modern or outdated, trustworthy or sketchy? All of that is communicated through your font. And most KDP publishers completely ignore this. See, I see this all the time. Someone opens Canva, they scroll through the fonts that come pre-installed, they pick one that looks pretty good, they move on. And that's fine if you want average results, but we're not here for average. We're here to dominate. So let me give you the basics of font psychology. Serif fonts. These have little decorative tails on the letters. They feel formal, traditional, sophisticated, trustworthy. No, if you're making a book about business, finance, self-improvement, serious topics, serif fonts communicate that authority. Sans serif fonts. These are clean and modern with no decorative elements. They feel friendly, casual, approachable, contemporary. If you're making journals, coloring books, kids books, fun topics, sans serif fonts work better. But here's the secret that separates winning publishers from struggling publishers. You need to use custom fonts that nobody else in your niche is using. Remember what we talked about? Standing out, breaking patterns. If you're using the same fonts that come pre-installed in Canva, you're using the same fonts that 10,000 other publishers are using. You're not standing out, you're blending in. So here's what I want you to do. Go to dafont.com or 1001fonts.com. or Google Fonts. These are all free websites with thousands of fonts, and I want you to download at least 10 different fonts that match your book's vibe. Not 3 fonts, not 5 fonts, at least 10. Why? Because you need options, you need variety. You need to be able to compare and find the absolute best one. If you only test 3 fonts, you're settling for good enough. And good enough isn't going to beat your competitors. So download 10 fonts, install them on your computer, then create 10 different versions of your book cover, each with a different font, export all of them, line them up side by side, look at them together. Which one grabs your attention immediately? Which one is most readable? Which one matches the vibe you're going for? That's the one you use. Now, I know this sounds like a lot of work, and yes, it might take hours, but those 1 to 2 hours could literally be worth thousands of dollars over the lifetime of your book. The difference between a pretty good font and the perfect font for your cover could be the difference between a 1% click-through rate and a 2% click-through rate. That could double your sales. Is 2 hours worth doubling your sales? You tell me. All right, strategy number 3. And honestly, probably shouldn't even be giving this away for free. This is intermediate level design stuff that I teach in my paid programs, but you've stuck with me this far, so I'm going to reward you for that. Your book cover needs depth. Now, what the hell does that mean? Most book covers I see from new publishers look flat, two-dimensional, amateurish. Why? Because they're literally just 3 elements sitting next to each other. Background color text and the main image. That's it. 3 layers, all separate, not interacting with each other. And when someone who understands design looks at that, they immediately think, this is beginner work. But professional book covers, the ones that get all the clicks and sales, they have depth, they have dimension. They feel 3-dimensional even though they're just a flat image on a screen. So how do you create depth? It's actually stupidly simple. And once I tell you, you're going to notice it everywhere. Make your elements overlap. That's it. That's the secret. Instead of having your main image sitting politely below your title, with everything neatly separated, have your main image partially cover your title, or have your title partially cover your image. When elements overlap, your brain automatically understands that one thing is in front of another. There's foreground and background. There's space between things. That's depth. Let me give you a real world example. Look at any David Goggins book cover. Can't Hurt Me. Never finished. What do you see? David's face is in front. The title goes behind him. There are background images. There are textures. There are shapes and lines. And most importantly, everything is overlapping. Nothing is sitting in its own isolated space. The text goes behind David. The background elements go behind the text. Everything has a relationship with everything else. That creates depth. That creates the illusion of 3-dimensional space. And when your book cover has depth, it looks expensive. It looks professional. It looks like something a traditional publisher would release. Meanwhile, your competitors with their flat 3-element covers, they look like they made their cover in 10 minutes. And maybe they did, but you're not going to. So here's your action step. Go look at your book covers right now. Count the layers you see. If you've only got 3 layers, background, text, image, you've got work to do. I want you to add at least 3 more layers. Could be shapes or geometric elements, textures or patterns, additional images or graphics, shadows or highlights, decorative elements. I want you to make sure that some of these layers overlap each other. Create that sense of space. Create that depth. See, the principle is simple. Things that overlap create depth. Things that don't overlap look flat. That's it. That's the entire concept. So even if you're working in Canva with basic tools, you can still apply this. Just make your elements overlap. Have your image go over your text a little bit. Add a shape that sits behind your title but in front of your background. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to create that sense of space. If you do that, your covers go from looking like a 5-fiver design to looking like a 500 professional job. And your customers can't explain why, but they feel that difference. And that feeling is what makes them click. Now, I know what some of you are thinking right right now. This is a lot. I just want to create books and make passive income. I don't want to become a professional designer. I get it, I really do. But here's the reality check you need to hear. You're not just a book creator, you're a publisher. You're running a business. And in this business, presentation matters, marketing matters, design matters. You could write the best book in your entire niche, the most helpful content, the most valuable information. But if your book cover is boring and nobody clicks on it, that amazing content is worthless. Nobody's going to read it because nobody's going to buy it, because nobody's going to click on it in the first place. So yes, you need to learn some basic design principles, or you need to hire someone who knows them. But either way, you can't ignore this stuff and expect to succeed. So we just covered 3 things. Use a unique layout. Circular works great. Use custom fonts. Download and test them. Add depth. Make things overlap. That's it. 3 things. You can learn these in a weekend and apply them to every book you create for the rest of your life. And the difference in your results would be massive. We're talking about going from invisible to visible, from struggling to get 10 sales a month to consistently hitting 100, 200, even 500 sales a month. Is that worth spending a weekend learning some basic design concepts? I think it is. Now, everything I just showed you, the layouts, the fonts, the depth, this is how you get people to click on your books. And that's crucial. Without clicks, you're dead in the water. Your books will never make money, but I'm going to be honest with you. Creating these book covers manually is the slow way. Don't get me wrong, everything I showed you works. My clients implement these strategies and they see amazing results. But there's a faster way, a smarter way, a way that's completely transforming the KDP game in 2025. And 99% of publishers aren't using it yet. Which means if you jump on this now, you've got a massive unfair advantage. I'm talking about using artificial intelligence to handle all of this for you. Imagine describing the book cover you want, and AI just creates it for you. Professional design, perfect depth, custom layouts, killer fonts, in 5 minutes instead of 5 hours. And it's not just book covers, it's the entire book creation process. Need to research a niche, write compelling content, design professional interiors, format everything perfectly. AI handles it. You're essentially the director while AI does all the heavy lifting. And the best part is, you don't need any special skills. You don't need to be a tech genius. You don't need design experience. You just need to know how to guide the process and ask the right questions. This is how people are creating 3, 5, even 10 books per week while working full-time jobs. This is how complete beginners are building profitable KDP businesses in 60 to 90 days. This is how publishers are scaling from 500 a month to 5,000 a month to 10,000 a month. And this is what I want to show you next. So here's what's going to happen. As soon as this video ends, you're going to see another video pop up on your screen. That video is going to show you exactly how to use AI to build a profitable Amazon KDP business from home. Even if you're starting from absolute zero, I'm going to walk you through the exact AI tools you need. Most of them are free or cheap. The prompts that actually work for creating professional book covers, how to research profitable niches in minutes instead of hours, how to create entire books without writing a single word yourself, the strategy that's generating passive income for people right now. You need to watch that video immediately because everything I showed you in this video is powerful, but it's manual. It's the old way. The AI method I'm about to show you, it's 10 times faster. It's scalable. It's how you go from publishing 1 book a month to publishing 1 book a week. And the difference between those 2 speeds could literally be the difference between making 500 a month and making 5,000 a month. Same amount of effort, just smarter systems. You just can't wait on this. The early adopters, the people who learn this stuff now, they're going to have a massive advantage. They're going to dominate their niches before everyone else figures it out. And I want you to be one of those early adopters. So don't tell yourself you'll watch it later. Don't bookmark it for next week. Don't add it to some playlist you're never going to get to. Click on that video right now. Commit the next few minutes to learning this system. Because I promise you, if you combine what I showed you in this video with the AI strategies in the next video, you're going to be absolutely unstoppable. Your books will stand out, they'll get clicks, they'll make sales, and you'll finally start building the passive income you've been dreaming about. So click on that video right now. Let me show you the future of KDP publishing. This is going to change everything for you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button because I'm dropping videos like this every single week. But seriously, stop everything and go watch that AI video right now. That's where the real transformation happens. I'll see you there.